I think if it was a clean sheet, it would have been a perfect day. We were there or thereabouts.
Aaron, tell us about the incident when Jared Bowen came through, because you jumped to your feet straight away. You were confident there was no contact.
Yeah, I didn't touch him. He was probably a good yard away, but I just spoke to him. He's a good lad, but he just said he thought I was going to clamp him, so he tried to jump out of the way to rather get injured. But I didn't actually touch him at all, so he was honest. He jumped straight up and said no, like it wasn't a foul. So fair play to him, but yeah, I knew straight away.
What's it going to be like this running, Rob?
Yeah, it's going to be touch and go at times. It's going to be you have your heart rate will be going high at times, and if we can just keep controlling what we do and keep picking up the points, then that's all we can worry about.
And after days like today, how much belief does it give you? 3 wins on the bounce now.
Yeah, massive, and this man's come for Ben, so it shows that we've got it might be little depth in squad, but it's quality. So we can rely on each other, and we're going to need every single one of us, staff included, to do this right to the end of the season.
Well done, guys.
Cheers, Lee.
Cheers. Yeah, at the end of the day, Kevin, 4 games to play. I know one is against Spurs, but it is in Arsenal's hands. That's crucial at this stage.
Yeah, it is. And if you asked any Arsenal fan, if it was 4 games to go and it's in your hands, would you be happy? You say yes, of course. Didn't perform today. Didn't look themselves. But at this stage of the season, we know it's about results. It is about scoring goals, winning games, getting over the hurdle. And Spurs put all the pressure on earlier on by winning at home.
If you asked Arsenal fans 3 games into this season when they were in the relegation zone, if it was in their own hands for Champions League football after 34 games, they probably would have smiled at you.
Yeah, they've had a terrific run. And I always say, people ask questions, would you rather be, have the points in the bag? Would you rather be chasing about pressure? You'd much rather be in a position where it's in your own hands, 100%. And that's where they found themselves. So credit to them for putting themselves in the position they are, because today was not an easy game for them. And they give themselves a great chance. The Tottenham game is the one we spoke about. It's the obvious one, but even then, it's the other games. It's not to say that both teams will win the rest of the game. So it's certainly all to play for.
We'll have a look at those games and talk about the derby in a moment. Let's go right back and tell the story, because Arsenal led twice, obviously, in time. It came from nowhere, really. A really slow start before the set play, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was slow. I think it was West Ham's. West Ham gave the ball away cheap. I think it was Bowen, but Saka took a perfect corner, absolutely perfect. Hit the 6-yard box, or just on the line of the 6-yard box. Arsenal worked some magic by getting blocks and screens in, and Rob Holding sheds his marker, Lanzini, and he gets up early and goes and wins the ball, and puts Arsenal 1-0 up. Really good corner.
Yeah, it's taken him 81 games, but he's got a goal in the Premier League at last.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's a major goal as well. Major goal for them to put them in that position at that stage of the game, put them up right on the button, probably right on the spot they were looking to hit, not seeing where the blockers were, and he's attacked it a little bit side on, come off the little bit of the side of his head. But hey, what a goal for him! Massive one to get your first goal and put them in a good position, and obviously they backed that up later on in the game.
And sharing goals about, particularly given their lack of strikers, it could be crucial in these next 4 games like we've seen today.
It's vital. Arsenal don't have a prolific striker, so they have to do it a little bit by committee. Wherever the goals come from, great. Whether it's Emil Smith-Rowe, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, and now Gabriel's there. He's come up with 2 winners. He scored a winner at Wolves and now a winner today. Rob Holding chipping in. You take them from wherever they come from, and the key is getting across the line. And if you have to share those goals out, like I said, that's what you do to get that 4th spot. It's really important.
Yeah, they responded in the second half, having been pegged back right on the stroke of half-time with Jared Bowen's goal, which just deflected off Gabriel, didn't it?
It did, yeah. It was, if we're looking at it, I thought Tavares was a little bit narrow. Give Kufal that chance to get him behind him wide, and then Bowen's just in that little spot where is it a midfielder's job, centre-half doesn't really want to go in there. We'll see it here. Rice has had a little look. He's had 2 looks. He's opening up. Pretty obvious, really. He's probably looking for the switch. So Tavares probably can read that a little bit earlier. And in the end, as he comes out, as I said, Bowen, as in that half-and-half position, is it Martinelli? Is it Gabriel? Is it Xhaka's? But his first touch just sets him up nicely, doesn't it? First, just bounces up onto his left foot, gets a nice little deflection, pops it in the corner. But I thought his position that he held up really gave him the chance to, that little bit of space, he just instinctively finished it well.
He took it so early.
He
took it early. He even hopped to get a strike off, and that's why Gabriel couldn't get close. So really, really good finish, even though it took a little deflection.
Yeah, double digits for the first time in the Premier League for Jarrod Bowen. So that was Bowen at the end of the first half. Now, in the second half, he received a yellow card. We just heard Aaron Ramsdale's version of that, for which he got booked. What was your reading of this situation?
I think it's a tricky one. I have to say, as a goalkeeper, when you're coming out like that with a straight leg and your studs up and you set yourself in motion where you can't stop, I'd say it's a risk. You know, you're almost asking. You're not sure if you're going to catch him or not. You know, that straight leg and that studs. If that catches any part of Bowen's leg, we'll see it. Yeah, if that catches that back leg, that's a really potential, really naughty, nasty injury. So for me, as an outfield player, you know, the contact. Yeah, being in that position myself, ref, I didn't touch him. But when you're going straight leg with the studs, I have to say that as a player, Bowen said it to himself, that he got out of the way because he thought he was going to contact. So he's avoiding injury. So, you know, for me, I think the fact that you're avoiding injury, on that, I'd be avoiding an injury as well, by the way, trying to get out of the way of that. So for me, that's on the goalkeeper. That's on the goalkeeper. That's not Bowen diving. That's not Bowen's fault. And it's almost making me wince. You know, Ramsdale's not in control, Kev, is he? And it could be an ugly
He's
one.
way out. He's way out of control. But the key is, does he make contact? If he even touches him slightly, you know, that's a potential red card for me. That is.
So if you're in Jarrod Bowen's situation there, what are you doing?
Well, you're going to try and avoid the contact because as Mike quite rightly says, if he makes contact, he's coming at you so fast that could be potential season ender. Can
I just jump in on this? I think to go from so extreme of a little bit of contact, of a yellow card for Bowen to a red card for the goalkeeper, it's for that little bit of contact. I think it's too extreme.
Yeah,
you understand what I mean? It's like it can't be that one tackle can't be such a difference.
Yeah.
But if he goes through, that's potential goal scoring opportunity because there's nobody in the net. He could stick it in. So if he does make contact with him, you are stopping a goal scoring opportunity. So
the fact that we're having a little debating conversation and it's a little bit of a grey area, it lets you know it's not straightforward. But for me, putting yourself in that position, straight leg, studs out, travelling and you can't stop, I don't know, I see the dangerous side to it.
I think Bowen does well for him by standing up and saying he didn't touch me.
But then that's the thing, right? So as a forward then, are you expected to get hurt, possibly really badly, to get the goalkeeper sent off? Do you understand?
Yeah, of course.
It shouldn't be so extreme for me. If you put yourself in that position, I think you should be punished. I don't like getting people sent off, and I don't back that at all, but I just think you can't ask someone to take the contact and put themselves in danger for then not to be punished. You know, it's too extreme for me.
Late coming out. I thought he was a bit late coming out, to be honest.
And I think. I mean, 7 days ago we were talking about Gordon in the derby getting a yellow card for simulation. It's a big topic. None of us want to see simulation in the Premier League. That was probably in the referee's mind as well.
Yeah,
it's a topic that's on the end of everyone's lips at the moment. But
of course.
On that occasion, it was, as you both rightly pointed out, it wasn't. It was slightly different.
Yeah, it was slightly different. Again, because of the speed he was going at, Bowen's anticipating the contact. And that's what you do sometimes as an outfield player when you know somebody's coming at pace. You anticipate and you're going to get hit. So you're trying to ride it. And there was no way he could ride it. But he didn't touch him. The key is that he's got to make contact because he can't give the free kick for not making contact. So, I think the referee deals with it okay. And we got on with the game. But that was real dangerous by Ramsdale.
For me, I think when you're talking about punishing someone for simulation, that's when you're almost trying to cheat, or it's a little foul and you're diving and there's not much in it and you're making more of it than it is. He's avoiding a serious injury for me.
So he shouldn't have got a yellow card.
I don't see that. I think the referee's punished him wrongly there, I have to say. But
could he give a free kick? Could he? And just
even a free kick if he hasn't touched you, but. You've got to understand that he had to get out the way of that. If he's in the way of that, he's in trouble.
Do you think you have to have played the game at some level to understand that scenario then? that Jared Bowen is in?
I don't know. I don't see this. I don't want to. It's a difficult one to say that, because it doesn't mean just because you haven't played you don't get the game. But I don't know. I'm just saying it as I see it, and I slightly disagree with Kev. I think he was really harshly done. I think the goalkeeper was to blame.
Yeah, listen, I think if he's given a yellow card and Bowen's held his hands up, that he didn't get touched. But if the referee didn't give a yellow card, that still would have been fine. You know, so it's just the interpretation of the referee. But I thought he got it right in the end. Whether it was a yellow card or not, it's debatable. But, you know, there was no contact, so.
OK, let's move on to the winning goal, because Gabriel is now the joint highest scoring centre-back this season, Premier League. Yes, Jan Bednarek of Southampton's the other one, but you already knew that. And it was he was in acres of space again for Arsenal's winner. Again,
another set piece. West Ham deal with the first incident. There was maybe a challenge for a handball, but Gabriel peels round the back of the West Ham defence on the turnaround. Martinelli picks him out, but no West Ham player is actually looking at Gabriel. They're all looking at the ball watching, and that's what David Moyes is going to be furious about. You cannot leave a big centre-half who wants to get on the end of things and score all alone in your 6-yard box, and that's what they've done, and that's the difference.
Here's the contention with hands.
I mean, it's arguably it's hit him on the hand. You know,
but he doesn't score directly from that.
Yeah, that's what you've just beat me to it there, Steve. I was coming to that one. Yeah, I mean, if it does go, if Martinelli sticks that in, I'm taking it that it's no goal. But the fact that there's almost an extra phase to the play, maybe Arsenal have got a touch lucky with the timing of that. But I mean, it's difficult to give anyway for me. You know, when you're in there, there's 3 or 4 bodies in there, and it's kind of come off.
A head and a hand.
It is one of them, isn't it?
A head and an arm, you know.
Yeah, you kind of all sorts in there. We had to look slow motion a couple of times to kind of get a clear view of that. So I think the referees give it in real time. You got to go with what he's given. Really.
Not clear and obvious in any way, shape or form.
No.
OK, what is clear and obvious is that Arsenal are in 4th after their 3rd win in a row. So let's hear from their manager, Mikel Arteta.
Well, Mikel, you said to us before the game, as long as we don't start like we did last time, what did you make of the way you started the game this time?
We didn't concede goals, but we didn't play so well. So if I have to analyze the game, I will use a word that I like.
Please don't use it here.
Yeah. It used to win ugly. Today we won ugly. And big teams, they have to find a way to win ugly when they don't play at the best. And today with the ball, we were really poor. And then we lacked, obviously, composure, dominance to play the game that we wanted to play. But we find our way. We find our ways through set pieces, through defending extremely well, to not conceding nothing apart from the goal. And to win here away from home against West Ham, it's credit to the boys, and they show the spirit that we have.
What did you put it down to that you weren't doing the things that you wanted to? And was it character that dug you out of that situation?
No, it was more individually. We weren't good. It wasn't fluent. We gave so many balls away when we had situations completely open. We kept losing the ball, so we could not join our structure. We were in big distances, and that's the game that they want to play, because they were really spread out and they want to isolate you the way they play. And then we suffered to control the match. We didn't suffer because we didn't concede chances, but we suffered to concede the match.
I know it's a team game, but a word for Rob Holding, what he's done, not just today, but since he's come into the side.
He was great. I think he was man of the match.
Yes.
Yeah? He scored a goal and his contribution overall, the whole season. When he plays, when he doesn't play, when he needs to play 5 minutes or a start, he's always there, and it's a joy of a boy to have her on the court.
You're a very young side, as you've often said, but do you think you've perhaps become a little bit more streetwise, which is crucial in games?
I love that. We need that to win football matches. You need that. You have to find a way. You have to play the game that is necessary to play when you are not at your best. And I think today, in a lot of moments, we've done that.
When Jared Bowen went through and Aaron Ramsdale came herring out, how concerned were you at the moment?
Well, it was from a long distance, so I could not see. I saw the reaction straight away from the players close by saying no, and the referee didn't hesitate to make the decision. So, thanks God.
As a coach, when you win ugly, does that almost give you as much satisfaction, in a strange way, as playing really well and winning.
Especially tomorrow. Today I'm still now digesting a few things that, or a lot of things that we didn't do right. But as a team, to grow in confidence and to continue with the momentum that we have and keep winning. We won against 3 big teams in a row. Credit to the boys, and it gives us confidence and momentum to go forward.
But it's the bottom line right now. It doesn't matter how you win. This race you've got for 4th place, it's just about winning.
To make it sustainable, we have to play much better than what we did against Chelsea and Manchester United. But today we were clinical and we were really efficient when we were attacking their box, because Eddie could have scored another 2, but we didn't generate the situations that we wanted, that's for sure.
Well done today, Mikel.
Thank you.
Izquierda con Bradaric, uno de los recientes fichajes, que pone el balón al área, el segundo palo, Tento Remy, remata, línea de fondo, cuenta para Bryce, muy buen pase para Bryce, disparada para el portero. Primera acción.